I grew up in Michigan originally. My wife and I both have family there. Currently, we're based in Chicago, and we have a golden retriever named Marnie. So I like to spend a lot of time outside. We'll go visit Michigan, go to northern Michigan, go up to the lake, hiking, biking, that sort of stuff. And we try to catch a few Cubs games if we can. So that's sort of how I recharge.
Outside of work, I live in Lake Forest with my wife and our 3 kids and 2 dogs. I'm a builder at heart, so when I'm not spending time with family, I'm usually hands-on with some kind of project, be it home improvement or landscaping. All of my kids are into sports and robotics, so I end up heads down with them on the weekends a lot.
Started off in engineering. I always liked to tinker and like to build things, so that took me in that direction and pivoted pretty quickly into software. So I was doing software development early in my career, and eventually running larger teams and larger operations across technology and financial services. Spent a good chunk of my career at the New York Stock Exchange. Now currently working at ServiceNow, running a lot of our IT and AI efforts, and thinking about how we can make operations more efficient, how we can find efficiency, how we can automate different processes, trying to bring that sort of engineering discipline that I learned early on to the different parts of the business that we support.
So I've spent my entire career mostly as an operator, with many years rotating between finance, data science, product management, and go-to-market. I think I've always had a mindset for entrepreneurship. I've got a master's and a bachelor's from the University of Michigan. And most recently, I've been serving as the CFO of Superhuman, known for brands like Grammarly, Coda, and Superhuman Mail, where I oversee a team of about 100 individuals across finance, accounting, data science, and engineering. Before that, I was part of the founding team at Coda, another software company out of Silicon Valley. And before that, I spent about 7 years at Google and YouTube in product, finance, and data science roles.
We met in college, actually in Michigan, and we one of the things we did was start a business when we were in college. I was really interested in entrepreneurship and building things, starting a business, trying to figure out how to kind of put it together, how to run something. And I really like being able to have an impact, being accountable for the successes and the failures. And I think at this point, at least speaking personally, I feel like over the career that I've had, I've got some skills that I could really bring to some of the businesses that are here.
Even though I spent the last 20 years helping larger organizations sometimes scale, I've always enjoyed the basics that we had in that manufacturing installation business we had as Student Furniture. The stewardship that comes from taking an existing successful small business and culture and helping it scale sustainably is really appealing for the long haul.
You know, when I think about values, for me, I think one of them is really just being direct and honest. I think that getting a difficult conversation out of the way early is better than having, messy conversations drawn out later. Another one I would say is accountability. Doing what you say you're going to do, following through. I try to hold myself accountable to a high standard, and I like to try to hold the people around me to a similar high standard. And I think, along with that, willing to work, willing to get my hands dirty. If I see a problem, I want to try to solve it.
I've always taken a very methodical approach to problem solving and to work. Transparency being one of the key things that we try to provide to teams that I lead, and always being open to learn. I've always been really drawn to understanding how things work under the hood, and kind of bringing that dedication and focus to everything that I take on.
When we think about buying a business, especially, we're looking for something that's established, that's strong. First thing we're going to do is listen and try to learn from, the people who are there, sort of understand what they've done. Ultimately, we expect that we'll have some experience and some skills that we can bring, maybe a different lens to look at some of the problems, and some different ways to approach growing that business and continuing to sort of protect it.
The immediate priority is stability and continuity, making sure that the culture and the team feels like they're in a good spot, that there's a seamless transition, and those customer relationships are fully supported and protected. So we're looking for the folks that have been good stewards and have built a great culture. And we're more interested in finding those individuals so that we can learn from them over the financials or what shows up on a P&L or a balance sheet.
Maybe there are people out there looking to buy a bunch of businesses and flip them or strip them down or do some sort of financial engineering, and that's not our strategy at all. We want to buy a real business and operate it in our area. We want to continue to run whatever it is that we get into here for the long term.